All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Sim Room, and we are here for round 2 of the Players Championship. So it is Saturday, so the pros are out there right now playing their round. It's early afternoon, so I took a quick break. I'm going to have to miss some of that to do this, but I want to be able to have all of Sunday to sit down on the couch and watch the final day. So I'm out here today getting this done, and we'll see how it goes. So if you watched the quick video I did between round 1 and today, where I kind of figured out some things with the driver, it did carry over a little bit today. So my dispersion is shrunk way down. I only hit 7 drives as part of my warm-up. So it's not like there's a magical fix out there, but the dispersion went way down. No big misses one way or the other. So we might see a couple more drivers today, but we'll see. I still don't have a lot of confidence in it, so it's going to have to be on a hole where I have room to spray it a little bit. So let's get into round 2 and see how we do. All right, so let's see how the course is set up for us today. This is going to be round 2 of the Players Championship. Like I said, pins are Friday. We're still playing 5,900 yards. Course is set up normal for firmness on the green and firm in the fairway. And then it's breezy. So we'll see how that goes. I got to remember some mental note to self. Play into the wind. So we're not necessarily into it, but play the wind. So what I tend to do, because when I play for fun, I never turn the wind on. So it's just not something that I'm paying attention to when it comes to playing tournament rounds. So I need to make sure I'm paying attention to, am I into the wind? Am I against the wind as far as distances? And of course, left to right. So we'll see how that goes, but let's take a look at hole number 1. All right, so we're going to take the driver on hole number 1. So there's room up there to spray it a little bit. So I'm going to play it right in the middle of the fairway. And I've got the bunker to bail out on the left, and I've got some rough to bail out on the right. So let's see how it goes. All right, so big high draw into the bunker. All right, so we're coming out of the bunker. So we're going to play this out to the right a little bit just in case I pull it. I want more green to work with than not enough. So 52 yards plus a few for the sand penalty. We're looking at probably a 55-yard carry, give or take. Did I give it enough? No, I didn't. I don't know. The swing felt... Well, that stinks. That's not what I was looking for. Swing just felt a little weird there. It's like I lost focus for a second. I wasn't paying attention to so I used the clock system a little bit. And it's like in the middle of that swing, I just lost focus on everything. I don't know. I kind of feel like I blacked out there for a second. All right, so we rolled off the front of the green. So we got a little cut-up shot to get us back up here to the pin. We're going to launch a little bit to the left. 17 yards. Let's pop one up there into the gimme circle. Sit down. Not what we're looking for there. A little firm. But that's all right. All right, we got 12 feet. We're down an inch, so we're going to call it about an 11-foot feel. Played out to the left a little bit there. I kind of feel like this is a little too much, but I tend to underread these. So 11 feet's what we're going for here. There we go. Good par save. All right, we got a par 5 here, so I want to get myself in a position to get to the green. So we're taking driver. Just going to aim it right at the middle of the green. If we have good distance, we can clear the trees on the left side, but we'll just see what we get. Pulled it with a little bit of a draw. We're going to be able to squeak through there. No colliders. No, we got into the bush there. All right, so we are in front of the bush, so we're safe there, but we're coming out of the rough. So we're going to put this kind of right in the front of the green. We're not going to have any spins. It's going to run up there. 185 with the rough penalty. We're looking at about a 196 carry. So we're going to hit a 6-iron out of here and just see if we can run one up there to the front of the green. Draw for me. That was a good strike. Oh, beautiful. Sit down. Sit down, ball. That's a golf shot. That's a golf shot right there. All right, so we got 17. We'll call it 18 feet. We're down an inch, so 17 feet is our feel. Got out here, played quite a bit out to the left-hand side, but it's breaking pretty quick the first half of the putt. So, I don't know. I feel like it could be a touch too much break, but we'll find out. 17 feet's our feel. Break in there. Oh, wow. Did that count? All right, well, it gave me the birdie. That was generous. I thought I was outside of the circle. All right, good birdie. Just too much speed. I think that was the right line. Just gave it a little too much of a run. All right, so we got 120 yards for our carry. We got 70-mile-an-hour wind right to left, which is going to play into my pull draw. So we're going to play this out here to the right, and we should be pretty good. 120 is our carry, so just a nice easy gap wedge. Oh, that should be good. Be the right distance. I think I did that yesterday. I think I did that same thing in round 1. Pounded a gap wedge too hard. That's all right. That's a good position to be in. We'll be just fine. All right, so we got 28-foot putt. All right, so we got 28-foot putt. We're down 4, so 24 foot's our feel. This is breaking pretty steady right to left. The first 2/3, then it really just straightens out about the last third. And at the pin, it's actually moving back a little left to right. I mean, just barely, but so we're not playing this out crazy to the right. That's firm. Oh, just burning the edge. All right, this is another hole we can put a driver on it. Just going to play right there in the middle of the fairway. See how we do. Wow. Get through there. At least I might have a shot over the trees. All right, well, that's going to be an interesting shot. All right, so we got about a 100-yard carry here. We're coming out deep rough, so I'm adding some yardage for that. So really, this is probably going to be more of a 124-yard carry. We're going to launch a little to the left. We have a lot of wind behind us, a 10-mile-an-hour wind directly behind us. So, that's a tricky one. I've got to cover the water. So it's going to have to be another gap wedge, just like that last par 3. But I'm going to have to take a little bit off of it. I cannot hit a full because with the wind for sure, I'll be over the green. So 124 carry is our target. Pulled it. Got through the gap in the trees. Yeah, well, that's what happens when you yank the ball left. All right, so this is going to be running away from us. And then looks like maybe just a little left to right. So we'll put it just outside the pin. This is just going to be a little cut up shot, and it's going to have to be high and soft. Be perfect. Be perfect. Oh, I thought I was going to hit the pin. Oh, man. That was inches from perfection. But yeah, that's not going to stop coming down that slope. So that's a good chip. All right, 9-foot putt up 1. So 10 foot is our field. We have this just outside the edge. There we go, right in the heart. That's a good par after that drive. All right, we're taking a little bit more of a risk today. Gonna hit a driver on this hole. Hit a forward yesterday, but I think there's enough room up there for me to spray a little bit and get away with it. So we'll find out. A little bit of a push cut. Get down, kick left a little bit for me. It's all right. All right, so I think I'm fine with the trees, but we got a 120-yard carry since we're coming out of the pine straw. We got 10-mile-an-hour wind left to right, so I'm going to favor this left side. Probably a 125-yard carry. That's what we're looking for. Bring it back, wind. Bring it back, wind. Wow. I didn't get much help from the wind at all there. All right, we got 25-foot putt up 1, so 26 foot's going to be our feel. This got played out there about 2 feet left, 2.5 feet maybe. And we'll see what we get. Turn. What? There is no way I hit that hard. All right, 7.5 feet. a little bit of a tester here. There we go. All right. Whew. That's a good par. All right, there's definitely no need to take a driver here. So we're just going to poke a hybrid out there down the right-hand side, see if we get that big high draw like we're used to. And let's hope that's the case. Well, that's more of a hook than anything. I think that's exactly where I was yesterday. All right, so 87 yards is our target carry. We're going to launch probably a little bit right of the pin. Hopefully that wind brings us back. No, I popped that into a collider. Are you kidding me? Wow, nowhere did I think that tree was in my path. Like, that was so high. Never even gave it a thought. Never considered it. 20 yards. Let's chip one up there. Sit down. Wow. All right, so we got 19 feet. I don't have this played out quite as much as I feel like I need, just because that break really dies down when you get up close to the pin. So we'll see how that plays out. But I think on that chip, I was just too aggressive, thinking I was going up into that hill, and it just wasn't as much of an upslope as I thought. So 19 feet here. There we go. That is a great par save. All right, we're going to rip another hybrid here. I don't believe that. I don't believe it. That was a great feeling shot. A little bit of a pull. I mean, that's for sure. I'm not saying I didn't pull it, but I mean, that was a 50-yard hook with a hybrid. So we've got to take our lateral in the sand, which sucks, but let's go ahead and drop. And we'll see what we can do out of this bunker. So we got 203 yards. Played off the left-hand side. So we tend to draw these in, and we'll see what we get. Oh! Did I stay up? This is real life golf for me, because this is exactly how I play outside. I can cruise along for 5-6 holes, and then this probably gives me the best look at it. So let's drop. All right, so we're going to launch 2.1 to the right, so we got it played out here to the left. We've got 42 yards as our intended carry, because it's going to roll out. We're not going to have any spin. Plus 1 for the elevation, so 43 yards. Should be good. Sit down. All right, that's a good ball there. All right, so we got 10 feet, we'll call it. That first 4 feet just looks diabolical. It just looks like it's going to shoot left, and then the break really slows down. Call it there and see what we get. Yeah, that just shot left. Oh, all right, triple bogey. 2 balls in the water. We're halfway to our penalty strokes on round 1. So we're going to take a nice, just a nice full 9-iron here. 145 yards is our target carry. Playing it just left of the pin. Let the wind do its thing. Oh, be good. Be good. Sit down, ball. Sit. That's a great golf shot. All right, so we got 11-foot putt, but we're down 3, so this is going to be an 8-foot feel. Not a ton of break, but we're downhill quite a bit, so it's definitely going to break off more than what we're seeing. There we go. All right, there we go. That's a great birdie there. Get one of those back from the triple on the last hole. Let's get back in this. All right, just another hybrid off this tee. Nope, pulled that. That one was me. But still, I mean, it's just putting a massive amount. So, I mean, 2,500 backspin, like, that's not right. There's no way it's that low, and 27 degrees of spin axis. Like that, like I 100% pulled that. But a 50-yard hook, that's not real. All right, 50-yard, we'll call it a 60-yard little punch through that gap. I'm not going low because there's a bush there, so I'm going through the upper gap. I didn't even get up high. That's all right. It got through there. All right, so we're going to put that up there, kind of on the right-hand side. I'm going to tend to have a draw on these, but, I mean, obviously today I'm pulling everything, so play it out there to the right for sure. Yeah, like there's no way. Like that felt like a great swing. All right, and I can prove it this time. So 4-wood, 2,800 backspin, way low. I mean, not pretty low. Even club path. My club path was perfectly square. The club face was open to the path and open to the target, and it read a massive hook. How could, there's just no, I mean, I'm not a physics student, but there's no way you can get a hook out of that data. Pause for the cause, because I am taking screenshots of all this to send to Leon, because this is just, it's getting ridiculous. Hopefully they can take a look at that, and even more, hopefully they can get that fixed sooner rather than later. So I'm in the trees. This tree in front of me here is blocking the pin, so I have to play this out to the right. Have to play it extremely low, which I am absolutely terrible at. Like, I cannot keep the ball low to save my life. All right, we're going to have to bump this probably just shy of the green and let it roll up. Nah, it's just going to keep running. Yep. Roll back down. Oh, that's going to be brutal. So 26 yards. I'm going to have to open this space like crazy, considering how bad the downslope is. It's going to launch 3.1 left. So I'll put it out here. And this is just going to be a hope and a prayer. Don't be too far. How did I hit that? How did I hit that? 51 yards. All right, so we're launching 0.4 to the right, but I'm going to play it a little to the right anyway, just because I don't want to catch that slope back down into the bunker. So 26 yards is our carry coming out of the rough. Not going to have any spin. This is a delicate little shot. Go. Hit that fat. Hit that super, super fat. All right, launching 6 degrees to the left. We're on an 8-degree upslope, 14 yards. Let's see if we can finally hit this green on our 7th shot. Are you kidding me? Finally a good shot. It only took us 7 tries. All right, well, that's our second triple bogey of the round. And I didn't have a penalty stroke on that shot, or on that hole. I did that all on my own. That's impressive. All right, just taking a 4-wood here. But the problem now is that I'm terrified of these snap hooks that the V-Track is throwing at me. Like, that was such a good shot. Like, it's such a good shot. Face was barely closed. Like, that was barely a pull. And it read it as about a 35-yard hook. We're just going to try to squeeze by this left tree. Big gap wedge is what we're going for here. It could leave me on the front edge of the green, but that's all right. I'd rather be there than on the back. It's a little more right than I was thinking. Yeah, that's right. We can chip up from there. All right, we're actually going to putt this because I trust the putter more than I do my wedge. So 34 feet plus a foot and 3 inches. This is actually going to be a 50-foot feel. And it's going to start left and it's going to come back to the right. Big uphill, but 50 feet is our feel. Slow down. All right, yeah, that's a great putt. All right, pulling out the big stick again. We got room to spray things around a little bit. See if the V-Track gives us a big hook on this. And it did. Like, look at that. That's just wild. All right, I have no idea what this is over here, but it's my safest play. So 160 yards just out there into the open. Just hit an 8-iron and see what happens, I guess. Yeah, should be perfect. All right, 76 yards is our carry. Be the right distance. Sit down, ball. Sit in there. There we go. All right. That is a good birdie. I feel like that was a terrible birdie the way I got there. But hey, sometimes, like I said, you got to take an unconventional route. We're going to play this right into that corner with the massive hook I'm expecting. We should, shoot, who knows? With how big the hooks are giving me, I could be in the water. There's no way that's real. All right, so we're 57 yards. We have sand penalties, so we'll add 3 for that. So that gets us to 60. Then we're up 2 yards in elevation, so 62. So we'll call 62 is our intended carry, and we're launching 2.4 left. All right, distance was perfect. I pushed it a little bit, pushed it 3.5 degrees, but that's far better than pulling it on this hole. All right, we've got 17 feet. The first half is barely breaking, and then it's really not breaking at all. The second half. So we're going to put this about a ball outside the cup. I'm a little nervous. I don't know if that's enough or not. But we'll find out. Well, it doesn't matter when you push it a degree. All right, so we're looking to carry this about 139 yards. We've got a 7 mile an hour directly at our back. Do not want to go long at all here, so I'm just going to take a nice full pitching wedge and expect to be somewhere below the hole. Be good. Yeah, it's exactly what I expected. I knew it'd be below the hole with that club, but man, wow, the way that ran too, that makes me really, really happy that I didn't take a 9-iron. All right, this is a double breaker. We're just going to play it right at it. I mean, I feel like this is a must-have. Must-have birdie. We're at 14 feet, down 3, so it's going to be 11-foot feel, breaking left, and then back to the right. This is a must-have birdie, but it looks pretty straight in to me. Break back. Come on. Hit it too hard. All right, take another hybrid here, and I'm playing this way outside the fairway to the right. Like, I just can't, no matter what I do, this is just producing hook after hook after hook. Nope. Another big, massive hook. Unreal. All right, so we got 110 yards, and we're going to launch 0.3 left. We're up 1.5 yards, so we'll just call it 112. And then we've got a nice 10 mile an hour wind at our back. So 112, take off 5 for the wind. Now it's 5 mile an hour. It's kind of all over the place. So we'll take off 3. We'll call it a 1. Well, we're right back to 110. Wow. That came up way short. All right, we got a 43-foot putt plus 2, so it's going to be a 45-foot feel. I've got the pin out there with a marker about 4 feet, 4.5 feet maybe. That may not have the legs. Nope, not even close. All right, that looks about right. This is a big putt. We can't drop another stroke here. So 8.5 feet with some pace. Get in there. There we go. Great, great par save. All right, another hybrid, and we are playing this way outside once again. That pulled. Yeah, that. But good grief. That one, who knows? That's a 60, 65-yard hook. That was a massive pull. I mean, that was on me. Whether it actually hooked that bad is anyone's guess. All right, so we're going to have to punch out to the side here. I'm aiming it right here. Going to try to put a little bit of a hook on here and then run it down maybe 85, 90 yards. Yes, hook around there. Sit down ball. Slow down ball. All right, well, we ran down into the rough. But, yeah, so 96-yard carry. I was looking for 80. What did I say, 80, maybe 90. So I ran a little too far there, but that was a great little hook around that tree. That was perfect. All right, so we got about a 108-yard carry here. We're in the rough, so add 6 on there for the rough. That's 114. We're into the wind. Add another 4, 5, 119, 120 or so is what we're looking at for our carry here. Pushed it. Draw in there for me. Keep coming. Yeah, not the cleanest strike, but that'll work. Maybe right there. All right, we'll call that good. 28 feet is our actual distance, plus 4 gives us a 32-foot feel. That's not enough legs. All right, well, we're taking the driver just because at this point, why not? We're 4 over. Not a lot to lose. Oh. Whew. All right, well, now you know why I named the channel Spray and Pray, because that's what we do here. All right, so we're doing this same little 7-iron low punch hook, but we have to be careful here because we have water on the back side of this, so we cannot go after this like we did the last time. Don't get hung up in there. All right, that might have been actually good. Like, if that would have hit the fairway, who knows how far that would have ran. I feel like this almost has to be a big 8 and just be short. If I take a 7, I really risk going long, but an 8 would leave me pretty well short. Oh, I got the wind behind me though. All right, 8 it is. This is slightly chunky. It's gotta have to run. Yep. Wow, well, it ran. All right, well, that's not too bad. All right, we've got pretty steady right to left break on this whole putt, but we're running up a hill here. So we got a 25-foot putt up 10. So 35 feet is our feel. Slow down, ball. Sit down. Simmer. Simmer. Come on. All right, 5 feet to get back down for a par. Have this just outside, on the outside edge. There we go. Good par. All right, 17. Famous 17. 91-yard carry. But again, spin can kill you on this hole. Be good. Spin. Oh. I controlled the spin and then I threw it too far. All right, I've looked at this putt for way too long, probably several minutes. I think I'm just playing this out here on the 5-foot gimme circle. When it hits that ridge, it's going to go hard left and downhill. But I mean, I really don't know. 40 feet is our distance, minus 19 in elevation, so 21 foot is our feel. We're just going to give this a ride and see what we get. Catch that slope, and then slow down. Wow. 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 All right, well, that's like Augusta level crazy there. All right, a little 5-yard chip here. All right, well, get that in for our bogey. And this hole here is just, I mean, I don't even know what to do because no matter what I hit, it's going to be a massive hook. Let's move over to the left side of the tee box just to increase that angle. And let's just hit it forward. I mean, I have to aim so far out here to the right. I'm going to aim on the cart path. I feel like the way this is going, I mean, I might as well just hit driver. Aim out here on the cart path. Hit driver and just, I mean, at this point, we're what, 5 over? Well, I mean, why not? And I hit one straight. That was not a good strike, though. That was not a good strike at all. That was Healy. So this is what doesn't make sense. This is the same exact data as every other shot I've hit. Exact same data. I mean, 9.5 degrees close face to path, 5.7 close face to target, 3.8 into outswing. Like every other shot I've hit with that data has been a massive 50, 75 yard hook. But that was just a straight put or a straight pull, which is how that should be. So, like, I mean, you can't tell me like that data right there matches exactly what we saw all round. And, you know, that one didn't have the massive hook. So V-Track, what's up with that? All right, I think that's probably my best option there. Same little punch out 7 that we've been hitting. The difference here is that I cannot hook it like I have been, or else I'm going to run down into the water. So I really need to be really safe here. In fact, I really just need to punch this to the fairway, and then that's it. Yeah, perfect. It's exactly what needed to happen there. All right, our carry is going to be about 90 yards. We're launching 1.5 left, winds blowing 10 mile an hour, directly right to left. So we're going to play this out here to the right a little bit. 90 yards. Hang on. There we go. All right. I always tend to underread these. So we're going to play this out a little bit more than I think I need. We've got 15 feet plus 2, so it's a 17-foot feel. It's not hard enough. Oh, get there. All right. There we go. Great par putt to finish that off. I didn't think I hit it hard enough when it left the club face. All right. That is round 2 in the books. Kind of ugly. But let's take a look and see what our stats look like. All right, so we got 11 pars, 3 birdies. That's down a little bit. 2 bogeys and then 2 triple bogeys. That can't do that and expect to score well. But man, Sawgrass just tears me up. 28 putts. That's a little high. That's about 2 to 3 more than what I normally see. Hour and 42 minutes. I don't know why that took so long. Well, I took time to email the V-Track people. That was just a long round. 10 greens, 0 fairways. That we believe after seeing all those snap hooks. 116 feet of total putting. Not a good day. Not a good day at all. So we were 2 over on round 1, so that puts us 7 over for the tournament. And I mean, really, before the tournament started, I figured 5 over par was a good score for me per round. So I was hoping to be basically 10, less than 10 over, and I was 7 over. It is what it is. I got a lot of work to do. I got to figure out, when I was warming up, my hybrids, forward and driver, were all flying great. I don't know where all that massive snap hooking came from. And we saw there on the 18th tee box, I pulled it, but it didn't have that massive snap hook. So somewhere in the software, something isn't quite right. And I mean, V-Track has admitted that, and they're working on the update. So hopefully they get that out here early this month and not later, but we'll see how it goes. But that was a wrap on TPC Sawgrass, the Players Championship. 7 over par. I'm not upset about it. I'm not really happy with how the system performed. I feel like I played better than what it showed, but that's what it is. I mean, it's technology. Some days it works, some days it doesn't. And it's software that's currently and always going to be refined until, the unit is sunset someday. So it is what it is. It was still fun. Now I'm going to go back inside and finish watching round 3 on TV. If there's anything you liked or didn't like, let me know in the comments. Drop a comment in there. I'll respond. I'll let you know what I think. And we'll go from there. But yeah, smash that like button, guys. Thanks for watching. See you next week.